We've already seen the fill handle in action during this particular short title in how it can replicate data and make lists very, very quickly, but it also has the ability to replicate what I refer to as custom lists. Now there are some already in existence in your Excel, and you may already have used them. If you were to type any month of the year, let's pick on March for example, and take your little fill handle, it will replicate the rest of the months of the year, and in fact, when it gets to December, start again. That's a predefined custom list starting in January to December, and it will work from whichever month you start at. So I could start at September and I could drag to the right. I could start at February and I could drag upwards, and you'll see that it will go backwards through the months. So that's already in, and it will work with full months of the year as we have there, or abbreviated ones. I could put Feb, and it will replicate Feb forwards, so that's down and to the right. But if we go up, it replicates backwards, and if we go to the left, it replicates backwards. Remember the one drawback of the fill handle: if you drag it over the top of other cells that already have content, it doesn't tell you, it just replaces the content of those cells. Notice also here with these custom lists that it matches the style that you've typed in. So I typed Feb totally lowercase, replication was for then every month to be totally lowercase. If I go for Feb totally uppercase, it then replicates totally uppercase. So depending on how you start is then how it replicates through. Notice there when I chose May, now May is the same shorthand as it is longhand. So when I've gone for May and tried to replicate, it's assumed the longhand. So it said, oh yeah, May, June, July, August, September, not May, June, Jul, Aug, Sep. Whereas all of the other months that are longer than 3 letters will always then stay in the shorthand version. So that's the months of the year. Does exactly the same for days of the week, both shorthand and longhand. So if I started with Thursday and replicated downwards, you wouldn't be surprised to see Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and round it goes. And the game in the shorthand. Let's do Wed, totally lowercase. And you see again, it stays totally lowercase and retains the abbreviated format Wed, the, Fri, Sat, Sun, Mun. Just as the months of the year, to the right will go forwards, to the left will go backwards, and upwards will go backwards also. So these are already in. You don't have to do anything to use these, they're just there. You just type any day of the week, any month of the year in shorthand or longhand, and it will then repeat that pattern as you drag the fill handle for as long as you feel like dragging it. What about adding your own lists? So if we go to My List on the fill handle working file, I've already entered 2 potential lists that could be quite useful having on little fill handles. So all I would need to type whenever I need to the north, south, east and west is any one of these, grab the fill handle, and it would do the others. At the moment it wouldn't. If I went now, it would just replicate the one cell, north. What I want to do then is take those 4 and create my own custom list from them. So with them highlighted, we go to File, Options, Advanced, scroll, quite a way scroll until you see a grey button. There we are, near the bottom in fact, Edit Custom Lists. One little click takes us where we want to be, which is the Custom Lists section. Here you can see the days of the week and the months of the year are already in there as custom lists. We want to add our own. Well, because I highlighted these before I went into this box, they're already here in this little section here that says, press enter to separate list entries, import the list from cells. A4 to A7, A4 to A7. All I need to do is click import. And north, south, east and west are then added in to my list. You can see them here on the left hand side. If I then want to add this other list, rather than coming back out of this box and going all the way in, because it is a few clicks, File, Options, Advance, scroll, I can do it while I'm here and just go click the browse button, highlight those options, come back in and import. And then it imports warehousing, personnel, admin, clerical, sales and operations. That's added to the list. So I've now got 6 custom lists. There's no limit, you can have as many as you like. If you have a set of terms that could be quite useful because you want to repeat them regularly, either as column or row headings, get them in the system as a custom list. The whole point of this particular title is to shortcut you to make Excel that much faster, and this is one way of making it that much faster. If I then say OK, and OK to come out of the options box, I can try these out. So I could try any one of my departments. Let's try sales. Go for the fill handle, drag down, and you'll see it goes through the list forwards. So it goes to operations next, then jumps to warehousing, personal, admin, clerical, and then comes back to sales. Notice, just like the days of the week, it matches the case that I used. So I went totally lowercase, it stays totally lowercase. Perhaps I want headings. Let's put north. Grab the fill handle, drag to the right, and it goes and does the other three, south, east, and west, in the same case that I used with the first one. So it was in uppercase, so it stayed in uppercase. So it replicates the case that you start with, and then it takes the text values from your custom lists. If it can't see them, it just copies the content of the cell. These custom lists are great for shortcutting headings. Particularly in a company, you might use people's names, department headings, whatever you regularly are typing in as column headings or row headings could benefit from being a custom list inside your Excel. It's just remembering where to go. File, Options, Advanced, all the way pretty much to the bottom. Edit custom lists, and you're into the correct dialog box. At that point, you can then browse to pick up the cells that have already got the values in, which is much quicker than actually typing them all in here one at a time, because you know you've got them and they're spelt correctly before you add them. If at some point you no longer require a custom list, or it's spelt wrong, or there is an issue with it, you can come into this same dialog box, select the list, click delete. Are you sure? And the list is removed from your custom lists. It doesn't remove any text from any sheets at all. It just takes away the ability to now replicate that list by dragging the fill handle. Let's remove north, south, east, and west as well. Delete. Are you sure? Okay. And that one's gone too. So now when I come out and pick a cell, it just copies rather than going through my little clever custom list, because my clever little custom list is no longer there.